Hello, Oracles. Well, today we found out that Elon decided to hold a meeting with the president of South Korea. So we'll get into the information about the South Korean president, what they had to say, what they discussed, and we're going to get into why the stock was down 4% today. And guess what, folks? It's going to suck, but it's not going to super suck. New merch, just got it in today. Thank you for those who are out there picking up the Be a Good Human merchandise. If anybody is interested in any more of the merch in the store, that link is in the description. But again, stock price movements right now, not going to look pretty. I'll get into the charts. I've gone over it a few times, but kind of want to give you guys my ideas of where I think we're going to be going in the near term and the reasons why I think we're going to be moving in that direction. So for anybody who is swing trading, anybody who's playing long term and wants to buy at lower prices, I'm going to go over all that in just a minute. All right, so looking at the chart today, again, dipping down that 4.31%, just touching the top of this gap right here that we made a while back. So, this gap here was made back in January. Again, I do think we're going to fill this. We have now technically got into the oversold range today at 29.54. So when you put together the RSI, which is the relative strength index, and the gaps, filling this gap down to 146 would put us down into that oversold range a bit further. We've been there before. Typically, as we have seen before in the RSI, we've been going from oversold to overbought, and now we're heading back down to that oversold range. So my take on this is that we are going to be seeing this gap get filled most probably maybe this week or early next week as we lead into the FOMC meeting. Some of the reasons we pulled down could have been because of Enphase did not have good earnings or good guidance. That kind of reflects a little bit on Tesla Energy as well. But again, sometimes after Tesla has their earnings, the market just wants to pull the stock down for whatever reason. So we saw the NASDAQ green, but Tesla significantly underperforming. It happens. We've seen it happen before, but we've also seen it go the other way. We have seen Tesla significantly outperform the NASDAQ when it has been red on the day. So this is why playing long term is so much more important than just looking at it in the near term. But if those of you are looking in the near term, again, I think this gap is probably going to end up getting filled potentially next week as the FOMC meeting is coming out, maybe after the FOMC meeting. But I do think within the next week or two, by the end of next week, this will probably end up getting filled. Dipping down further, that would push the RSI really, really low. So I don't know if that's going to happen right now. So I'm expecting a gap fill and then a bounce off of this. And then I'll monitor from there to see where we go after the FOMC meeting. So now on to the news about South Korea. So Sawyer Merritt here tweeting out, news, Elon Musk met today with the South Korean president in Washington, D.C. Meeting took place at Elon's request. Yoon Suk-yeol asked Elon to build a gigafactory in South Korea and said, should Tesla decide to invest, we'll provide active support in terms of location, workforce, and taxes. Now, again, we've mentioned this before about the fact that there are countries out there that are looking to get Tesla to build gigafactories in their countries. So when we're looking at the stock price pulling down, wondering why it's pulling down when we're getting good news, yes, we understand that the prices of the vehicles are coming down. We understand that, the macro environment isn't the greatest, but Tesla has some relatively good fundamentals going on. We've got countries who want them, and you've got to ignore the near-term movements. Look at the long term. We have countries that want to invest in Tesla and have Tesla be a part of their economy. They're willing to do what it takes to get Tesla there. This is the most important thing. This is what's going to speed up and help Tesla become even bigger and even faster. Because you think about the fact that South Korea wants them there. This means that they're willing to work with them on taxes. That means that the cost of building vehicles is going to be lower. That means that putting up a gigafactory is going to be, encouraged by the country versus all the red tape that we saw over in Berlin. So this is the kind of information you want to hear coming out of a country looking to invest in Tesla. Think about the other countries out there. How many other countries out there are begging GM to come in and say, please put up a factory here? I mean, maybe there are, and we just don't hear about it, but I haven't heard about it. So if you guys have heard about it, please let me know. All I know is that from what I've heard from a lot of legacy automotive makers is they're actually pulling out of countries while Tesla is going into countries. So you tell me which company you would rather be investing in. The one that has countries that are wanting them to grow in their countries and build there, or the ones where the companies are moving out of countries and shrinking their business down. So you can make that decision and let me know in the comments below. And speaking of the pricing of their vehicles, we've got Amy here tweeting out Tesla's game changer. Base Model Y priced $759 below average new car sales price. Tesla is no longer chasing price parity with ICE. ICE is chasing price parity with Tesla. When will a similar ICE have price parity with the Model Y? Never again. Game over. Tesla won. So now, when we're looking at it from the average vehicle price standpoint, that is actually true. Now, we also have to accept the fact that there is a large addressable market that is looking for those vehicles that are sub $25,000. That there, Tesla is not in yet. That we know is going to be coming when the compact car comes out at the end of 2024. So, looking at that information here is the average price is coming down. Now, we talked about it yesterday saying, should Tesla come out and advertise, hey, by the way, we do have priced vehicles that are affordable for many people out there. And now over on Twitter, there was a great little discussion back and forth between Omar at Holmars and Karav. So Omar comes out saying, customer, I really want a Tesla, but I don't have $4,500 plus $605 a month to spend on the new car right now. Tesla, here, watch this ad. Customer, whoa, cool. Tesla, can you afford one now? Customer, no. But Karav's rebuttal was pretty good. Or, customer, Teslas cost too much, probably out of my budget. Plus, what if my battery dies? Tesla, here, watch this ad that explains how you will never get into this situation and how affordable Teslas are now. So I think Karav makes a great point here where there may be people that can afford Teslas but don't know that they can afford Teslas. So it's just a matter of, getting that word out there because they're, like I said before, people who are making assumptions that Teslas are just too expensive for them, and they actually haven't even taken the time to look into the pricing. Now, Omar does have a point that says that, advertising for people isn't going to make them be able to afford the vehicle. But for the people who can afford them, but maybe don't think that they can because they assume the price is too high, perhaps that is something that advertising could actually help with. So it's a good argument going back and forth. And again, you guys can let me know in the comments below how you feel about that. But I think it's a great way to view it from two different standpoints there. And, and Karav makes a great point, and again, so does Omar. So I think both of them make great points, but it's a matter of let's get the word out there. And hey, maybe it's just a matter of people going out there and actually buying them and talking about it. Maybe just more word of mouth is going to help that. But maybe the advertising that gets more people to get into those vehicles will provide more word of mouth as well. So maybe marrying the two together isn't a bad idea. So that's all I've got for you guys today. Again, I do think in the near term, we see that gap down to 146 get filled. Could be from the FOMC meeting next week. I'll dive into more about the FOMC meeting on Monday just to discuss what I think is going to happen, how the market is reacting to that. This week, I will be doing a live stream on Friday now. I did decide to defer my race. A multitude of reasons. Between the weather being really crappy that day, I really wanted to go out there and just have fun and kind of get myself back to it. I have nothing to prove to myself. You guys have seen my medals. I've done many, many miles in other countries, crazy weather. This is not something that I really was going to get into. I started this race for myself just to kind of inspire myself to be able to get myself not being a fat ass anymore. And it did just that. So I deferred it. And the awesome part about deferring it was, I'm kicking myself, beating myself up because I'm like, I'm letting myself down. I'm letting other people down. I was really going to do this race. And then the sign that came to me that reminded me that this was the right decision at work today, my favorite customer, the one who I've run a race with before, came in. We were discussing it. And the day I deferred my race to is the day before his birthday, his 70th birthday. And so we are going to be running the race on that day, the day before his 70th birthday. So the stars aligned. So the decision was made, and the decision just happened to be the right one. I saw the signs pointing in that direction, and here it is. So one of the things I like to do is take a step back out of life and just kind of listen to the universe, listen to the signs that are coming to me, listen to the information that's coming in, and make a decision based off of that and not rush into things. Sure enough, guess what? I listened to it. The universe said, you made the right decision. this is what's going on. So I'm super excited to be running the race in August. I might actually be running one on Father's Day also. I need to talk to my son about that over the weekend, but that's totally off the topic of Tesla. But either way, this Friday I will be doing a live stream, so I will be able to see you guys and have our nice Friday night chat as usual. So I will see you guys all then. I'm going to try to get a video out tomorrow evening as well. I have a meeting after work, so if I don't get one, I apologize. But either way, I will see you guys on Friday. So that's all I've got for you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of your support. Have a great one.